Is there an action in which the self is not? In daily life, not in nirvana when I've reached freedom and then all the rest of it. I want to do it in this life, as I live. Which means I have to find out, mind has to find out an action which has no cause, which means no motive, an action which is not the result or the effect of a series of causes and effects. If that exists, action is within, always bound, chained. I don't know. Am I making myself clear? Yes. Go on. So is there such an action?
Well, it seems we can't find it as long as we're identifying.
Yes, with this. So that's why I said, as long as identification exists, I can't find the answer.
And why does thought identify that?
Why does thought identify with sensations?
Is that irresistible, or is that irresistible, or?
I don't know if it is irresistible or if it's part of sensation.
How is that?
Let's investigate. I don't like to.
You think that sensation is behind that?
Perhaps. When I say perhaps, that word is used for the purpose of investigation, not I don't know, but let's see. But it may be. So, why have sensations become so important in life? Sexual sensations, the sensation of power, whether occult power or political power, economic power, power of woman or a man or a woman, power of environment, the influence of environment, the pressure. Why? Why has thought yielded to this pressure? Right, sir?
Yes, and does sensation necessarily produce the pressure?
It does when it's identified.
Yeah, then it's the two together.
I know, but let's examine a little more. What do we mean by sensation?
Well, we have either the sense of the senses, or it seems to me we may have a remembered sensation of pleasure.
Senses, the operation of the senses,
yes.
Touching, tasting, seeing, smelling,
the experience
hearing.
that happens then.
Right?
Right, and also the memory of it.
No, the memory is only when there is an identification with it.
Yeah, I agree.
When there is no identification, senses have no, senses are senses.
Yeah.
But why does thought identify itself with senses?
Yes, that's not clear.
Huh?
That is not yet clear.
I know, we're going to make it clear. We are going to bite from.
Are you saying that when the thing is remembered, when the sensation is remembered, then we have identification?
Yes.
Can we make that more clear?
Well, let's make it a little more clear. Let's work at it. There is perceiving a pleasurable lake. Seeing a beautiful lake. What takes place in that scene? There is not only optical nerve seeing by the eye, but also the senses are awakened. The smell of the water, the trees on the lake,
Could we stop a moment? I mean, when you say seeing, of course, you see through the visual sense.
I'm using pure visual sense.
Yes. Now, therefore, you already have the sense, the visual sense awakened, really to see. Is that what you mean?
Yes. I'm just seeing.
And that visually.
Visually, optically, I'm just seeing. Then what takes place? That's
then
what
the other senses start to operate.
Other senses start operating. Why doesn't it stop there?
What is the next step then?
The next step is thought comes in. How beautiful that is. I wish I could remain here.
So thought identifies it.
Yes.
It says it's this.
Yeah. Because in that there is pleasure.
In what?
Seeing, and the delight of seeing, then thought coming into operation and say, I must have more. I must build a house here. It's mine.
Why does thought do that?
Why does thought interfere with senses? Is that it? Now wait a minute, sir. The moment the senses take pleasure, say, how delightful, and stops there, thought doesn't enter. Right? Now, why does thought enter? If it is painful, thought avoids it.
Right.
It doesn't identify itself with that.
But it identifies against it. It says, I don't want it. Right?
No, I mean, leave it alone, move away from it. Either deny it or move away from it. But if it is pleasurable, then when the senses begin to enjoy it, see how nice, then thought begins to identify itself with it.
So why?
Why? Because pleasure.
But why doesn't thought give it up when it sees how futile this is?
Oh, that's much later, when it becomes painful.
Yes.
When it's aware, identification breeds both pleasure and fear. Then it begins to question.
Yeah, but are you saying thought has made a simple mistake in the beginning, a kind of innocent mistake, right?
That's right. Thought has made a mistake in identifying with something that brings to it pleasure, or there is pleasure in something.
And thought tries to take over.
Take over.
To make it permanent, perhaps.
Huh?
Perhaps to make it permanent.
Permanent. That's right, sir. Which means memory. A remembrance of the lake with the daffodils and the trees and the water and sunlight and all the rest of it.
Now, I understand now that thought has made a mistake and later it discovers this mistake, but it seems to be too late because
it's now conditioned.
Yes,
it's already
So
so strong.
Make it clear why it cannot give it up, you see.
Why it cannot give it up? That's a whole problem.
Yeah, but I mean, we try to make it more clear.
Why doesn't thought give up something which it knows or is aware that it is painful?
Yes.
It is destructive. Why? Why, sir? So let's take a simple example. Psychologically, one is hurt.
Yeah, well, that's later.
No, I'm taking that as an example. Later example, doesn't matter later on. One is hurt. Why can't one immediately give up that hurt? Because knowing that hurt is going to create great deal of damage. That is, when I'm hurt, I build a wall around myself, not to be hurt more. There is fear and isolation, neurotic actions, all that follow. Why? Hurt is the image. Thought has created the image about myself, and that image gets hurt. Why doesn't thought say, yes, but I've seen this, drop it immediately? Right?
Yeah.
It's the same question.
Yes.
Because when it drops the image, there's nothing left.
Yes, well then you have another ingredient, because you say thought wants to hold on to the memory of the image.
Hold on to the memories which have created the image.
And which may create it again.
Yeah.
And thought feels they're very precious.
Yes, they're very precious, nostalgic and all the rest of it.
Yes, so somehow it gives very high value to all that.
Yes.
How did it come to do that?
Why has it made the image so valuable?
Yeah.
Why has the image become so important, which thought has created?
See, if I may say, in the beginning it was a simple mistake, and thought made an image of pleasure. And it seemed that it became very important, precious.
Yes.
And was unable to give it up.
Yes. Why doesn't it? So if I give up pleasure, if thought gives up pleasure, what is there left?
If it can't seem to return to the state in the beginning, you see, when there was nothing.
That is the pristine state. That is
it is unable to return to that
it
state.
can't, because thought has, all the rest of it.
Yes. Well, I think that what happens is that when thought thinks of giving up pleasure, which has become very precious, then the mere thought of that is painful.
Yes, giving up is painful.
And therefore thought runs away from that.
Yes, so it clings to pleasure.
Yeah. It does not wish to face the pain.
Till there is a better reward for pleasure,
Well, then that's
which will be
change.
greater pleasure.
That's no change.
No, but of course.